Hi, I'm David Kriska. I'm a restoration ecologist in the Natural Areas Division. So you're like, what does a restoration ecologist do? Ecologists study, the Latin is like study of the house or the home. So we study nature, all sorts of different levels, fin, fur, feather, foliage, birds, bats, bees, bugs, and we kind of try to sew that all together and understand how those all interact together, that web, that World Wide Web that we talk about. And so I work with the natural areas, and these are different kinds of habitats around the region. Northeast Ohio is really diverse. There's probably 50 different kinds of habitats, and each has a whole different suite of species that live in it. So it's pretty exciting and never-ending learning about where we live. The Mineral Marsh is 30 minutes east of Cleveland along the lake shore. It's nearly 4 miles long. It's about 800 acres. That's sort of like Central Park. It's got like plants growing out of wet soil, so to say. And that is a magnet for all sorts of critters. And so we're doing a big restoration project there because of a big accident that happened back in the late 60s. It got polluted by a salt landfill got put in there, and the whole place died within a matter of days. And when that happened, this invasive plant called Phragmites, it's this 24-foot tall grass you see all along our highways. It moves in, takes over the entire marsh. By 1973, the entire marsh was pretty much solid Phragmites. And so we got serious in 2015 and tried to make a big difference out there and started buying up more land, and we started to fight back. And it's been a great story. This involves all sorts of tools in the toolbox, like helicopters, using aerial spraying, using an aquatic-approved herbicide. We've got Argos that are like 6-wheelers and 8-wheelers, and we have these amphibious vehicles that are out there called Marshmasters that are 6,000-pound tanks that can float. The goal is to restore it back into a native marsh, mixed with all sorts of different kind of plants and animals, and we're well on our way there. We're about halfway there. Generally, the public just thinks that, hey, it's bought, it's protected, done, walk away, wipe your hands. And unfortunately, with the threat of invasive species, a warming climate, things are changing pretty rapidly out there. What we grew up with, those things can fade away pretty quickly, as we know from the Mineral Marsh story. When folks come out and they see it before and after, they're just flabbergasted to see that you can make a difference. Nature's pretty resilient, given a chance. I mean, so your backyard is an oasis. If you've got any kind of habitat, this concept of backyards for wildlife is huge. Don't be intimidated because you don't know what something is. That's fine. That's how we all learn. We're all beginners in nature, and it's lifelong learning. So if you're an avid learner, come volunteer for the museum because it's so much fun. You learn something new every day.